Hey everybody, welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Lauren Neidigh. Unfortunately, we have another rambling work of fiction from everybody's least favorite lawyer, David Gingras, who represents himself as little more than an anal polyp with Wi-Fi. David was the representative for con artist Laura Owens in court for her fake pregnancy case against Clayton Eckert. David and Laura put on an embarrassing display of bravado while losing every single time in that case. But now David just can't let it go. It's a damn shame that anyone continues to give this cum-stuffed scarecrow access to Wi-Fi, but I suppose he has as much of a right to free speech as the rest of us, no matter how stupid that speech is. David Gingras is the human manifestation of a skid mark and a hemorrhoid infection on society. Nothing he says is grounded in law or fact, and how he possesses a legal license is beyond me. So while he has a right to his illogical drivel, I will always be happy to be here to point out why it's so fucking stupid. So let's get into David's latest diary entry. David starts out by saying he was having some wonderful day or something, and then he saw a lie about him on the internet, and now he has flown into a wild rage over an imaginary conspiracy. He writes, "I just can't stand it when people have the arrogance to go online, post knowingly false lies, and then ask for money." Well, let's talk about that logic. Let's start with saying that David had no problem promoting Laura Owens' lies to the court as long as she was paying him for it or it was paying off for him in some way. Now that there's no possible benefit for him and he's at the point where he realizes he can no longer pretend he believes her if he continues to represent her, he's decided to run away, but not without first trying to insert himself in an inappropriate manner to try and punish someone who rightfully pointed out his own shitty behavior and conflicts of interest. But beyond all of that, David always says his problem is people making money on YouTube, mostly off of things about him or what he's saying. That isn't true. Channels with less than 1,000 subscribers aren't eligible to receive ad revenue, so the video that he struck that prompted this whole rant wasn't even monetized at all. The woman who posted the video reached out to him privately, even though he says she didn't. I can confirm that she did, and he's full of shit. She tried to resolve the issue and ask him to remove the strike if the image she used bothered him. She can remove the image very easily, and he can remove the strike. This can be resolved right away without any need for legal process or costly proceedings. David's problem is not people making money off of anything. He's a shit-eating parasite who makes money off of scum. It's not about copyright or using his selfie, which is an absolutely embarrassing thing to strike someone for, by the way. It's about people sharing their opinions about what he's done and his narcissistic inability to accept that he is wrong. When an irrationally grandiose narcissistic bimbo is backed into a corner, they will look for something else to use as a weapon. That's what's going on here. Then he tries to act like the woman that he struck, asking for help with potential legal fees, is an issue, to distract from the fact that he is absolutely unwilling to resolve the dispute in a far easier way. Because what happens when someone strikes you is that you either take it on the nose, you try to resolve things with the person who issued the strike privately, or you have to counter the strike. And if you counter the strike, that person then has a certain amount of time to provide proof of legal action against you to YouTube, or the video gets restored and the strike gets removed. I know this because that's what happened when he did the same to me a year ago. An actual lawyer stepped in, and he ran away like a little bitch. It's no coincidence that he holds a special burning flame for that lawyer, who is actually representing one of the parties in the case he's trying to insert himself into with whatever filing he's whining about in his current blogs. But anyways, back to David's rant. So here's a quick shot of truth. Oh, David, that is not what you've been having shots of tonight. A few days ago, a person with a YouTube channel called @LoudLilDucky posted a video where she read the motion to disqualify that Omar Serrato filed in the San Francisco Owens/Maricini case. Most people aren't aware of this yet, but Omar lied to the court in that motion. This is something I addressed in the pleadings I filed yesterday. I'm not going to share those, but I'll offer this. Omar simply straight up lied to the court. You are a grown man and a supposed professional who just wrote a whole blog blathering on about a lady you have to call Ducky because you don't even know anything about her. That alone should have been enough for you to delete this while it was still a draft. As for Omar straight up lying to the court, that is objectively false. Pretending you don't worship his every word while trying to pathetically defend your horrible behavior makes you nothing more than a shit-sprinkled cupcake. Because everyone saw how hard you tried to make that bromance happen and he rejected you for being a discount birthday party clown. Back to you, David. I don't tolerate that conduct ever. So I wanted to make sure those lies were exposed, and I wanted to make sure Omar was sanctioned for his conduct. But I'm not actually a party to the case, nor am I Laura's attorney on the case. As a non-party, I'm technically not in a position to ask for sanctions. Again, this is explained in the stuff I filed. The only people who can ask a court to sanction someone are parties to the case or their lawyers, but I am neither of those things. So to fix that, yesterday I asked the SF court to allow me to intervene in the case for the limited purpose of seeking sanctions against Omar. Please, judge, let me have punishment for my boyfriend who rejected me. In addition, my motion included evidence showing that Omar blatantly lied to the court. I won't go further into the details right now. You can see for yourself what I said when the motion becomes publicly available. Yeah, I actually know a thing or two about getting dragged into some shit as a non-party and then asking for sanctions. Being a dollar store tough guy doesn't make you relevant here at all. This isn't YouTube, this is courts. You can't use your poorly earned law license to bully people into getting your way here. Acting like a crab-infested dumpster hyena will not shock anyone into giving you standing in this case. The reason you decided not to make this publicly available on your own, like you have with everything else, is because you know how stupid you look right now. But if you stop, you can still salvage enough dignity to make a career as the first discarded scrap of foreskin to speak English at all. Based on that, I asked the court to strike Omar's motion to disqualify. I asked the court to order him to pay monetary sanctions. And I asked, God, you're that fucking broke, aren't you? And I asked the court to refer Omar to the State Bar of California. His conduct was simply that bad. Of course, JFC doesn't care about the truth. You never have and you never will. So cult members took Omar's motion and ran with it, posting videos where they sat and read all of his lies gleefully. People are allowed to read public documents, you fucking clown. One of those videos was nearly 2 hours long from this loud little ducky person, someone I have never spoken to. I have no idea who she is, and yet you're obsessed with her. It was bad enough that a person would sit and read a document filled with lies without having the courtesy to reach out to me for comment first. Women don't want to talk to you, David. In any other context, a real journalist would not last long in their career if they did this. But it's 2025 and people believe incorrectly the internet is a fact-free and consequence-free zone. Internet is a fact-free and consequence-free zone. I don't think that means what you think it means. And since life is short, I have learned to generally ignore people like this. They always fade away into oblivion before too long. And yet, here we are. Nobody is required to reach out to you for comment. The proportionate next step would be to read your filing in response. However, you have decided not to release that publicly because you know it's going to end terribly, so we have to wait until that's publicly available. You are not giving people the opportunity to read your side of the story, which is a first for you, because as stupid as your filings may be, we have all dedicated just as much time to hearing you out. You just don't like that we still point out when you're wrong, and you're too self-aggrandized to accept it. You have not learned to ignore anyone ever. In fact, you refuse to leave people alone even when they make it clear they don't want to talk to you. The way we consume media is changing, and I believe that's warranted. There's no governing body to determine who is and isn't a journalist. It's not for you to say. The mainstream media and legacy institutions are incredibly dangerous with a lot of their selective rhetoric. So yes, people are starting to listen to those who actually dedicate equal time to every side of things so they can have the whole picture. But your filings, your words, your stupid points, they get just as much attention as anyone else's, if not more. The loud little ducky, sorry, I can't say that with a straight face, didn't just spread Omar's lies. She decided to take a photo of me and use that as her thumbnail. I thought you were proud of your gym selfie, David. We all know why people do this, and that's fine. But it's also illegal. You can't use someone else's copyrighted work. Did you copyright your gym selfies, David? Without their permission, unless it qualifies as fair use, which this would not. So I submitted a copyright complaint to YouTube. This was entirely within my rights to do. Should I have contacted Ducky first and offered her a chance to fix the problem? Sure, that would have been a friendlier option. Telling on yourself, eh? Just like it would have been a friendlier option for Ducky to reach out to me and ask me if the statements in Omar's motion were true before she made a 2-hour video about it. That's not how this works, bitch. It's a public court filing. We will read yours as well, as we always have. You're a weirdo. She didn't reach out to Omar and ask for comment. Ducky did not show me that courtesy. So I just applied the same standard she used. That's fair, no? So you're basically just proving that you're a vindictive teenage girl. Well, that brings us to Friday. Ooh, new page in the diary, y'all. YouTube approved my copyright strike and it removed Ducky's video. Hashtag justice for Dingus. What the fuck? YouTube has no choice in this area as a website host. YouTube can be sued for copyright infringement if they allow people like Ducky to post infringing content. That's why when you submit a copyright complaint to YouTube, they take it seriously because they risk getting sued if they don't. Wait. Imagine. Imagine this man trying to sue YouTube for his gym selfie. He probably fucking will. I need a minute. I need a minute. Anyways, I think here's where we lean back on the phrase, just because you can doesn't mean you should. You know better. You can't win anything in a court of law, so you're resorting to finding small YouTube channels who don't have the financial means to fight you. This isn't about what's right or what's fair. Your stupid gym selfie means nothing to anybody. I resent the fact that I've had to see it so many times. The video was partially about you. A photo of you was used in the thumbnail. The fact that you are so ashamed of your own bullshit that you can't stand to allow a thumbnail with your photo to exist is not something to double down on or be proud of. It's an embarrassment. The fact that you would threaten to sue YouTube or a small user over a selfie of you being shown is so incredibly pathetic. You are a flesh rag of bad decisions, a walking landfill of poor decisions, a cum rag that somebody mistook for a personality, and a shit stain that somehow learned to use a keyboard. You constantly stalk Dave's Discord to see what random people are saying, just desperately hoping someone will bring you up so you have some reason to stay awake today before getting drunk at noon. You are stalking random, small, and non-monetized channels, hoping to God you can get yourself some relevance again by striking them. But once again, back to you, David. Apparently, Ducky Ducky thinks breaking the law is cool when she does it, but not when anyone else does. So she posted a short little video complaining about the strike. She will probably remove this, which is fine. I've made a backup. But here's her whining about what happened. And then he posts a video of himself trying to comment on this woman's YouTube channel. And then he complains about the comment being deleted. But the fact is, if a woman blocks you on YouTube, your comments are not visible to anyone else and they go away. So I don't know if that's what happened here. I'm just saying there was another alternative that you should have kept in mind before writing this embarrassing ass blog. Basically, he's posting a long, in my speculation, methed out comment, kind of describing his thought process and like, oh, please reach out to me, blah, 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 even though she already did. And then whining, saying she deleted it because of some sort of nefarious intention, when the truth is, like, people don't want to engage with him publicly. He's a psycho. In this video, Ducky criticizes me for enforcing my copyright. And she implies that I am the bad guy because she reached out to me to try and discuss this. You are a bad guy, David. No doubt. You are the Sarah Boone of males. Like, what the fuck? Just one problem. I have no record of her ever reaching out to me. Yes, I checked my spam folders and looked everywhere for a DM from her. Nothing was found, so did Ducky just lie about this? I mean, her video never shows the message she claims to have sent. And when she was talking about this, her eyes turned towards the ground and she looked, I don't know, like a person who knew they were lying. Do you want to start this conversation, my man? Do you want to start the body language conversation? Because that is interpretable in multiple ways. And frankly, I don't subscribe to those beliefs. I think that people have all kinds of different reactions to all kinds of emotions or all kinds of pressure situations, you know, and it just depends on the individual. But if you want to apply a blanket statement here, then let's go back and watch Laura's testimony and see how that plays out. Yeah? But I prefer to give people the benefit of the doubt. All right, buddy. So to clear this up, I tried posting a friendly comment under Ducky's video, asking her to get in touch if she wanted to talk. That happened around 9:30 a.m. today, Saturday, 9:13. And this guy actually did, like, he posted his comment, took timestamps and like videos and stuff, and then like waited and went back and like took more timestamps and shit. This is unhinged. This is nutty. Well, guess what? I checked back a few minutes later and my friendly note was gone. Did Ducky remove it? WTF, I thought you wanted to have a conversation. David, you are the bad guy, and you are lying. You pretended you didn't receive Omar's counterstrike when you came after me. You pretended you didn't receive notice when the decision was made on your complaint against Judge Mata. And now you're pretending not to know that some lady named Ducky politely emailed you to resolve things in a peaceful way. You didn't answer her. You're either lying or severely stupid to the point that you can't find anything in your inbox. And the fact that you keep writing blogs makes me think you're internet savvy enough to find people's communications with you. Now you're mad because some lady named Ducky had the guts to stick up for herself when you refused to cooperate. And frankly, it is not her fault that you, in my opinion, were too hungover from your latest crossfade binge to notice. You crying about your comments not showing up is fucking weird. This is not the first time women online have had to set a boundary with you. I had to, the studio you harassed had to, and others have had to do that as well. I can't even name those others because there's a decent chance you'll violate their boundaries and lash out at them online. All right, back to David's little diary here. Again, I don't think it's fair to accuse people of wrongdoing where there might be a non-malicious explanation. A guy I respect once told me, never attribute to malice that which can be explained by incompetence. So being the nice guy that I am, I tried posting my comment a second time. But this time I wanted to keep receipts, so I screen recorded the comment. Oh my god, you have meth levels of paranoia. This is amazing. I screen recorded the comment posting to her page. And as you can see, the comment clearly did post successfully. Did it stay posted? Of course not. It's gone again within minutes. Does that mean that Ducky removed it? I think that's a fair assumption. If I've learned anything about JFC over the last 18 months, it's this. You guys hate being exposed as liars. We're so close to self-awareness, you just gotta flip the roles. You demand to have 100% control of the narrative. You only want people... Okay, first of all, you turned your comments off, sir. I don't want to hear about someone who has to have 100% control of the narrative. You only want people to hear your version of the story, and you will do anything you can, legal or not, to stop me from telling the other side. What do you mean, legal or not? Nobody's bothering you. Just go away. You also love posting lies about me, and you hate when I push back. Let's just ask the teenage girl you reportedly got involved with how nice a guy you are. Let's ask the teenage girl how much you might hate when someone pushes back. Huh? You do not want to go there. You say, never attribute to malice what can be explained with incompetence. Your incompetence is exactly the fucking problem. When you are blocked or shadow banned from a YouTube channel or YouTube in general, your comments are not visible to others. They will be visible to you only for a short amount of time, and then they disappear. That's to protect the people you continually harass. People are allowed to set boundaries and not engage with you publicly. You should respond privately to the email you're lying about instead. David says, but hey, maybe, just maybe, Ducky did nothing wrong here. Maybe there's a glitch in the YouTube comments that caused my note to be deleted, and maybe unicorns will fly out of my ass. Honestly, I think this is the answer to all of our problems. We can resolve this right now. If you would just tell us how they got stuck in your ass in the first place, that would explain a lot of what you're doing at the moment. I may even be willing to help you get them out. P.S. For the record, anyone who says I am doing this because I want attention, you can F off. I wish more than anything that you guys would simply get a life, move on, and stop talking about me, but you have refused to do that. If anything, the volume of hate just keeps increasing. I can't force you to stop talking, but when people like Ducky lie about the facts. I'm going to set the record straight. Want me to stop talking? Simple. I'll stop the minute you guys stop lying. Bro, there's the impasse. First of all, of course you want attention. You're desperate for it. No, you can't force anyone to stop talking any more than we can force you. The difference is only one of us is abusing a law license or using it far outside the bounds of social norms to do so. I would love for you to stop talking, but I know you won't. And because of that, I'm still going to be here talking about how ridiculous you are. You're lying about believing that a woman who never had sex with the man in question was pregnant after seeing the evidence that she doctored. You are lying about believing that Greg Gillespie hacked all kinds of shit. You are lying about believing Laura over Mike if you paid any attention to the evidence before sticking your nose in the case that you're currently trying to involve yourself in. If you're not lying, then you are the most severely, desperately, and obviously stupid person on the planet. And as stupid as I truly believe you are, I know you are not quite that. So I don't want to hear another word about how anybody else is lying. It's always that everyone else is lying. It is never that you could be wrong. I will be happy to play this stupid ass game as long as you want to. But if you keep this up, you will have a lot more pressing matters to deal with than YouTube videos from people you don't like. And that, my friends, is the end of it for now. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Very soon, I'm sure.